Ever look at your filtered coffee machine and just think it could be better? That the coffee could be just a little more delicious? Well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to break down how to use, clean, and maintain your machine so you can get a perfect, amazing cup of coffee every single time.
All right, let's jump in. Here's what we're covering. First up, we'll talk about the filter, a small choice with big consequences. Then, we'll get into the secrets of grind and ratio. After that, it's all about cleaning, from the simple daily stuff to a serious deep clean. And finally, we'll tackle the hidden villain of every coffee maker, lime scale. So let's start at the very beginning. The journey to a truly great cup of coffee kicks off with something you might not even think about: your filter. It seems so simple, but trust me, it makes a huge difference in how your coffee tastes.
Okay, let's settle this debate right now. Those reusable metal or plastic filters, they seem like a great idea, right? Eco-friendly, you save money, but they can be a total flavor killer. Over time, coffee oils and gunk get trapped in that fine mesh, and it's almost impossible to get them truly clean. That leads to a bitter, kind of funky taste. Paper filters, on the other hand, give you a fresh, clean slate every single time. For the purest, cleanest taste, paper is absolutely the way to go.
So you've got your paper filter ready to go. Perfect. Now we're getting into the real heart of it. The two things that really control how your coffee is going to taste: the grind of the beans and the ratio of coffee to water. Get these right, and you're golden.
First things first, you've got to use freshly ground beans. I mean it. That pre-ground stuff loses its amazing aroma almost instantly. For filter coffee, you're aiming for a medium grind. So if your grinder has a scale, say from 1 to 15, a 7 or an 8 is the sweet spot for paper filters. If you do happen to be using a metal one, you'll want to go a bit coarser, maybe an 11 or 12, so it doesn't get all clogged up.
And now for the ratio. Don't worry, this isn't complicated math. A fantastic starting point is a 1 to 20 ratio. That just means for every 1 gram of coffee, you use 20 milliliters of water. So you can see here, if you want 2 decent-sized cups, that's 700 milliliters of water and 35 grams of coffee. This is where a kitchen scale becomes your best friend. It takes all the guesswork out of it. But hey, what if you don't have a scale? No worries at all. Here's a great little shortcut to remember. 1 level tablespoon is about 8 grams of coffee. So for those 2 cups we just talked about, you'd need a little more than 4 tablespoons. It's a super handy trick for keeping your coffee consistent day after day. All right, you've brewed it, you've enjoyed it, now it's time for a quick cleanup. And this isn't just about being tidy. This is about making sure that tomorrow's coffee tastes just as fresh and delicious as today's. Okay, if you have a glass pot, listen up, because this one is huge. Never ever put the empty carafe back on the warming plate while it's still hot. You know what happens? It literally bakes those last few coffee drips right onto the bottom, creating this gross, bitter film. So just wait for the plate to cool down. Or if you have to put it back, just leave a little bit of water in there. Easy fix. A daily rinse is good, but you know those stubborn brown coffee stains that build up, especially inside a stainless steel thermos? Yeah, for those, you gotta bring out the big guns. A really simple overnight deep clean can make it look brand new again. Seriously. Now, stay with me here, because this might sound a little intense, but it works like a charm. Just put 1 or 2 little teaspoons of bleach in your thermos, fill it up the rest of the way with water, and just let it sit overnight. In the morning, dump it out, give it a really good scrub with a brush and some dish soap, and boom, good as new. Okay, this part is incredibly important. After you use bleach, you have to rinse it like crazy. Rinse it, and then rinse it again with hot water. And for a final safety check, this is non-negotiable. Run a full cycle of plain, fresh water through your coffee machine. This flushes everything out of the system. You've got to be safe. So the carafe is sparkling. The outside is clean. But what about the parts you can't see? Deep inside your machine, there's a hidden enemy lurking: lime scale. This mineral gunk is the #1 reason coffee machines start to slow down and underperform. So this is the big question, right? You know you're supposed to descale it, but how often do you really need to do it? You want to keep it running well, but you don't want it to feel like a constant chore. Well, the answer is pretty simple. It all just depends on how often you're making coffee. If you're a daily brewer, plan on doing it twice a year, so about every 6 months. If you only use it once or twice a week, once a year is totally fine to keep everything in tip-top shape. And the process itself couldn't be easier. Just grab a descaling solution made for coffee makers. Make sure you read the instructions for how much water to mix it with. Then you just run it through a cycle like you're making coffee.
And then, just like with the bleach, you've got to flush it out by running 2 or 3 cycles with only fresh water. That gets rid of the solution and all the mineral junk it broke loose.
And at the end of the day, that quote kind of says it all, doesn't it? Mastering these little steps isn't about getting compliments or becoming some coffee guru. It's just about knowing how to make yourself a really, really good cup of coffee whenever you want one. So the only question left is, what are you going to brew tomorrow?